crochet granny square with color changes. Make a magic circle, hold the yarn between your thumb and first finger, and make an X on your first two fingers. Grab your crochet hook and place it underneath the first part of the X and over the top of the second strand of yarn. Pull it underneath that first strand, turn the hook towards you, making a loop on your hook. Reach over and grab the yarn with your hook, pulling it through that loop on your hook to make your magic circle. And remove your fingers, and you'll need to find your yarn end to tighten up the circle that you made to make it more manageable to work with. So find your yarn end. And tighten it up. Chain one, which does not count as a stitch, and you're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, place your hook into that magic circle, yarn over and grab the yarn, pull it through the loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops on your hook to complete your double crochet. You'll do that 2 more times. So yarn over, put your hook through the loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. Your third double crochet, yarn over, go through the magic circle, yarn over, pull up the yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook, chain 2. So what you did here is 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and chain 2. You'll do that 3 more times into the magic circle. I like to grab a hold of my yarn end and crochet right over it. Double crochet 3 more times. There's 1, and then another 1, right into that magic circle, 2, and 3. Yarn over, go through into the magic circle, pull up the yarn, go through 2 loops and the last 2 loops. Chain 2 again. You've made 2 sets so far. You're going to do 2 more. There's your chain 2 space. Yarn over and do 3 more double crochets. Keep that yarn end to the side. I just like to crochet right over it. 1, 2, and 3. Finish off with another chain 2. And you'll do your final set, 3 double crochets into the magic circle and chain 2. And don't worry about that big hole in the middle. We will take care of that after we complete this first round into your magic circle for the granny square. Next, you will slip stitch into the very first double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. That's your first one right there. I just go right into that and do a slip stitch, which means you pull up the yarn and go right through the loop on your hook. To tighten up the center, you will grab your yarn end, locate it first, grab that, and pull tight to close up the magic circle. You'll either need to weave this in later, or what I'll do is crochet over it as I go along. For round 2, we're going to turn our work and chain 1. The chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. Do 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. I like to grab the yarn end and pull it over and crochet right over it. Or again, you could weave it in later. So yarn over, do 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. Here's your first double crochet. Second one. And third one. Chain 2. 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. 1, 2, and 3. At this point, I am going to leave the yarn end to the side and I will weave that in later. Next, you will go into the next chain 2 space and do the same exact thing. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the chain 2 space, into the corner. Continue into each of the chain 2 spaces doing your corner, which is 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Next, we're going to change color. So grab your white yarn, cut your red yarn, slip stitch into the first double crochet, grab the white yarn and pull it through when you do that slip stitch, and knot the yarn ends of your red and white yarn just to doubly secure it. I do it with a double knot. Turn and chain 1 for the next round. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and into that space between the 2 previous double crochet clusters, the cluster is the 3 double crochets, I will do another double crochet cluster, which is 3 double crochets. I like to crochet over the yarn ends and then weave in the remaining yarn ends at the end. There's 2 and 3. After you finish this double crochet cluster into the side area, you will go into a corner and do your corner space, which is going to be 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So each of your corners, which you have 4 total, has the same setup of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Each of the side areas where it's between the 2 double crochet clusters from the previous round, you will do another double crochet cluster, which is 3 double crochets. And we'll do that here next after this third and final double crochet into the corner. You'll check the space between the previous round's 2 double crochet clusters, and you can see where they all are. There's 4 total for this round, doing 3 double crochets, which is your double crochet cluster. Continue doing this all the way around for this round. You're going to find your first double crochet, slip stitch into that first double crochet. We're changing colors here, so cut your white yarn, grab your blue yarn, pull that through when you do your slip stitch. And then I like to knot the ends to secure it. I do a double knot to ensure that they don't come undone. Turn and chain 1. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. For this round, you will do the same thing that you did in the previous round. Move your yarn ends over and crochet over them, weave them in at the end. Between each of the double crochet clusters from the previous round, you will do another double crochet cluster, which is 3 double crochets. Into each of the corners, you will do double crochet 3 times, chain 2, and then another double crochet 3 times. So this round, you see you have 2 side double crochet clusters, and you'll have 4 corners as usual. Those are where you put the double crochet clusters right there on the side, 2 on each side. And then you will slip stitch into the first double crochet you started with, turn and chain 1. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Continue doing the same thing in this round as you did the previous round, where you do a double crochet cluster into each of the spaces between the previous round's double crochet clusters. And to each of the corners, you will do your corner, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. At the end of it, slip stitch into the first double crochet and fasten off, or continue growing your granny square as large as you would like it. In this case, I will show you where I fasten off by pulling through and cutting the yarn. At the end, you'll want to weave in all of your ends, as it will be a bit of a mess, but then you'll have your colorful granny square. I hope you enjoyed this. I do have a tutorial on how to do a sunflower granny square. Check it out next. Thanks for watching and subscribe if this brought you value.